Hi everyone, my name is Khaisol, and I love turning boring things into something magical with the help of my amazing teammates. In this video, we're bringing to life one of the most legendary characters in the Yu-Gi-Oh universe, the ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let me tell you a bit more about it. This monster is one of the most iconic in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh, beloved by fans across the globe. The ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon is said to be the embodiment of ancient warriors who fused their souls into one ultimate form to stand against the forces of darkness. Now, my job is to build a diorama for this dragon based on a fascinating story requested by a very special client. It's a challenge, no doubt, but also an opportunity to begin a journey into the rich, imaginative world of Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. If you love dragons, and you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, then this is definitely the video for you. Back in ancient Egypt, a great battle took place between Horus and the forces of darkness. After a fierce and relentless fight, Horus emerged victorious, driving the darkness out of the land. To protect the sacred realm, his loyal warriors sealed their souls into enchanted stones, hidden deep within a holy temple. These stones became eternal guardians, standing watch over the gateway between the mortal world and the divine realm of the gods. But over the centuries, the darkness returned stronger and more cunning than before. Using dark magic, they trapped the souls of Horus's most powerful protectors inside their sacred stones, leaving the temple vulnerable. With the path now clear, the dark forces surged toward the gate, ready to invade the realm of the gods. But not all hope was lost. The ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragons, the final line of defense, awakened from their slumber. These ancient warriors had fused their souls into one ultimate form to face the invading darkness. Their unity gave birth to a creature of unimaginable power. The last guardian, ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon. For this project, I took inspiration from ancient Egyptian architecture and patterns, especially the kind of intricate designs that require absolute precision in assembly. That's why I knew I needed the help of a professional laser engraver. And for this build, my choice is the Lunger B140W. It's currently on its way and should arrive in just a few days. While waiting for the machine to arrive, I'm going to build a simple enclosure, a protective case to contain the smoke and fumes during laser cutting. I'm also planning to get a dedicated smoke filter, just to make sure everything is properly filtered before being released into the environment. Oh, so good. The first piece of equipment has arrived. I'm going to unbox and assemble it right now. Let's find out what makes this laser cutter so special. My first impression when opening the box, the frame is solid and sturdy. It also feels safe to use, but the heart of the B140W is its diode laser head, which can deliver up to 48 watts of power. And the laser head also comes with an air pump, which helps control airflow during cutting and engraving. Here's the main board, the brain of the whole system, managing all operations and connecting to your computer. The components are neatly packed, and you'll need to assemble them yourself. But don't worry, it's very simple and totally doable on your own. Now, I'll guide you step by step on how to put everything together. Once the frame and the belt for the motion axis are in place, we'll connect the power cables to the motors and the laser head. Next, I install the motion sensors. These go into clearly marked spots on the frame and help the machine accurately detect its movement path. Finally, I connect the air pump to the main board and attach the air hose directly to the laser cutting head. And just like that, the B140W laser cutter is fully set up. With this detailed guide, I believe you'll be able to assemble yours just as easily. perfect timing, the air filter arrived just as I finished setting up the laser cutter. I'll quickly connect the extractor to the enclosure and we're ready to get started. With a spacious working area of up to 450 mm by 440 mm, I can arrange a large number of pieces to cut all at once. Thanks to its impressive speed and high precision, I was able to complete the key parts smoothly and efficiently. Now, let's begin assembling the architectural pieces one by one. This is a tool I made myself, designed to cut pieces at a perfect 45-degree angle. It makes it easy to join two pieces into a precise 90-degree corner. I'll go ahead and finish building the architectural blocks. Then I'll lay out a rough composition to figure out the next steps in the process. Stick with me, I'll take you through a few techniques you've probably never seen before. As you can see, the architecture is laid out in a symmetrical style. Many of the parts still don't have any surface treatments to mimic real-world materials, but don't worry, it's all part of the plan. Let me show you how to turn a flat, smooth Fomex board into the weathered stone surface of ancient Egyptian ruins. I'm creating a silicone mold to recast these blocks in a material that looks and feels like real stone. This is the silicone mold I've made. The liquid you're seeing is plaster. I'll fill the mold completely and wait until the plaster has fully dried. Then I'll remove the cast and start carving surface textures. I'll roughen the surface with a metal brush, then carve natural cracks and damage. Take your time, sculpt freely until it feels like real ancient stone. One by one, the blocks are done. I'll lay them out on the floor. Let's take a look. This is just the beginning. Soon, I'll transform these plaster pieces into resin, a favorite among model makers for its incredible qualities. Now, I'm going to place the dragon's feet onto the floor base so I can build the surrounding ruins in the most natural and organic way. I carefully arrange the plaster fragments, each piece placed with intention. Then, I glue them into one unified, detailed structure. Because this is a battlefield, I'll keep adding scattered fragments, repeating the process and placing larger pieces to give each area its own story. Blow away any leftover debris on the surface, and now let's take a look at what we've created. A surface with stunningly natural, intricate details. Now I'm sculpting a single Blue Eyes white dragon card from polymer clay, inspired by the forgotten fourth dragon Kaiba once destroyed. In this diorama, the four dragons were ancient guardians who chose to fuse their powers to face the darkness. But during the fusion, one dragon's stone tablet was shattered. This broken piece is my tribute, a quiet memory of the dragon lost in battle. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has lived on for over a decade. Today, the three-headed dragon is remembered while the fourth is forgotten. To me, even the most perfect model can age with time. But one that evokes memory and emotion, its value endures, growing with the one who treasures it. After finishing the sculpt in polymer clay, I went ahead and made a silicone mold to cast 4 more B copies of the card in plaster. Then I destroyed each one by one, in the most natural, organic way I could. Next, I'll create the energy effect blocks beneath the dragon's feet. To do this, I'm using both clay and plaster to form a base connection between the arena floor and the energy structures. Then, I'll use clay to sculpt the surface details for each unique energy effect. Take a closer look at the different effect samples I've crafted by hand. Since the video has a limited runtime and there's still so much I'd love to share, I won't go too deep into the sculpting process for each individual piece. For now, I'll install them onto the battle floor to complete the first layer of core structures in this project. And now, let's take a moment to appreciate what we've built together so far. This is 3D scanning, an incredible process that transforms clay sculptures into precise digital models quickly and effortlessly. It's the first step in bringing handcrafted arts into the world of digital creation. After generating the 3D files of the energy effects, I'll move on to the next stage 3D printing. Right behind me is my 3D printing area. With 4 years of experience in this field, I've built up a small collection of printers from a variety of well-known brands. But for this very special project, I'll be using the two most powerful printers I currently own, the M7 Max and M7 Pro, both from Anycubic, one of the world's leading 3D printing brands. I've been working with these two machines for over a year now, and I'm really looking forward to Anycubic's new releases in 2025. Even now, the design of the M7 Pro and M7 Max 3D feels incredibly modern. Of course, like all 3D printers, some parts naturally wear out over time. To ensure absolute precision in this project, I'll replace the ACF fab film in the resin tank before starting the prints. Here I have a new ACF film that I'm going to use to replace the fab sheet on my resin vat. The process is fairly simple. Just unscrew all the bolts, remove the old fab sheet, and replace it with a new one. Just make sure the textured side of the ACF film faces downward toward the outside of the vat. For large format printers and prints that nearly max out the build plate, ACF film significantly improves both print accuracy and success rate compared to regular FEP. I'll divide the energy parts into two groups. Some will be printed in clear resin and others in standard opaque resin. Here, I have two types of resin, both officially supplied by Anycubic. The first is high clear resin, known for its crystal clear finish and resistance to yellowing under UV light. And the second is texture resin, which offers outstanding surface detail and delivers extremely sharp print quality. Now, let's start printing the energy effect pieces. Right after replacing the film, I'll start printing the energy effects I sculpted earlier. I have to be extra careful with this piece. It's sharp, heavy, and solid. To make sure light passes through properly, this effect block needs to be printed as a solid piece, which makes it incredibly heavy. Projects like this are a huge challenge for any 3D printer, but I'm confident the M7 Pro can handle it. Let's wait and see how it turns out. And I can't believe my eyes. It looks stunning. From a rough clay prototype, I've transformed it into a crystal clear resin piece with light shimmering through absolutely mesmerizing. I was genuinely worried about printing this energy block. It pushed the M7 Pro to its size limit. But yes, we did it. Now, I'll let the M7 Max handle the smoky energy effects. This will be another huge test, and with its current build volume, the M7 Max is still one of the largest LCD resin printers available today. And again, unbelievable. It turned out beautifully. Now I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. To think this started as a simple clay model, and now it's become a highly detailed 3D print, flawless, crystal clear. Technology has given makers like me an incredible experience and taken the quality of handcrafted art to a whole new level. Now, let's return to the battlefield floor. To make this piece truly stand out, I'll cast the entire surface as a single, solid resin slab. First, I'll pour silicone and use an air blower to push it deep into every crevice, capturing every detail and clearing out air bubbles. After the first coat, I'll build up thickness with more silicone layers. To boost flexibility and strength, I'll add a thin fabric layer. Finally, I'll add an outer shell made of jute fiber and plaster. It's a lightweight yet durable combo, perfect for supporting the silicone mold when the original is removed. And just like that, I've created a complete silicone mold to cast a solid resin battlefield floor. After letting the silicone fully cure, I began demolding and casting the battlefield floor in resin. To achieve the best possible surface finish, I chose one of the top resin brands on the market. And for this especially important project, my pick was Let's Resin. This material is specifically designed to resist bubbles, giving the final surface a glass smooth finish and a premium feel to the touch. It's formulated for deep pours with a generous 80-minute working time, giving you plenty of room to focus on technique and precision. It also has a very mild scent and, most importantly, UV resistance, which makes it perfect for casting crystal clear pieces that stay beautiful and resist yellowing over time, even when exposed to light. For the first layer, I used about 1,500 G of resin, brushing it evenly across the mold with a soft brush to eliminate air bubbles and make sure it reached into every detail. Once that layer set, I mixed another 2 kilograms for the second coat. To better see the difference between layers, I added a slight pink tint to this batch, that way I could easily track thickness and make sure it built up evenly. Again, I brushed it carefully across the surface. For the next layer, I added stone powder to the mix to give the piece extra hardness and prevent warping. And finally, I welded a steel frame to reinforce the entire floor structure. Just to be absolutely sure nothing could damage it during shipping, I added one more layer of fiberglass cloth soaked in resin. With this construction, I can confidently say no shipping company in the world is going to break this piece before it reaches your hands. Once the resin had fully cured, I removed the mold and revealed the final surface. Smooth, flawless, and premium to the touch. Exactly the result I envisioned from the very beginning. Now, let's move on to the rest of the architectural components. I'll continue making silicone molds for the remaining structures. Each architectural piece requires a slightly different mold setup. What you're seeing now is how I use clay to split the model into 2 separate halves before applying the first layer of silicone. This step is crucial for a clean mold. From there, we brush on a thin layer of silicone to capture all the surface detail. Very similar to how I molded the battlefield floor, so I'll move through this part quickly and take you to the more exciting parts ahead. Once again, I'll use a thin layer of clear resin to coat the mold, followed by a resin stone powder mix to ensure structural strength and prevent deformation. I repeated this for each mold, and with over 7 years of experience in resin casting, this step went by smoothly. Now, let's wait for the resin to cure and take a look at the results. And I'll say this with full confidence. This is the peak of quality in the world of resin modeling. If you could touch it right now, I bet the only thing you'd say is, "Wow." And that's exactly why I named my brand, Wow Creator. Now, I'm going to router small channels into the surface to lay out the wiring for the LED lights beneath the energy effect blocks. For better light diffusion without visible LED dots, I'm using COP LEDs. I'll also install LEDs inside the temple gate, so the ancient symbols will glow when the lights are turned on. Then, I'll mount all the effect pieces onto the battlefield floor to complete the layout of this entire diorama space. Next, I'll spray a gray primer coat over everything. This helps me better see all the surface details and identify any flaws that need fixing before I move on to the final paintwork. To achieve the highest level of finish, one that meets commercial standards, there are still many steps ahead. But I'm always ready to share every stage of my process transparently. And honestly, I believe very few studios will ever take you this deep into the behind the scenes of how their creations are made. For me, this is the best way to showcase the craftsmanship and quality of my work to both my audience and clients. So I truly hope this approach brings you joy and inspiration. After installing the energy effects onto the floor, the entire layout is almost complete. And even now, it already looks incredibly striking. Let's place the dragon figure here for a quick preview. Just imagine how it will look once painted. But then, something unexpected happens. I received a message from my client saying this diorama had exceeded all his expectations, and he felt I should sculpt an entirely new dragon, a more refined and exclusive version for this piece. Wow! This is exactly what I love doing, and there's no way I would turn down such a great opportunity. So I'll end the video here, and in the next one, I'll be sculpting a brand new ultimate blue eyes white dragon from scratch. I can already feel your excitement because I'm just as excited too. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss anything. And now, goodbye for now. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.